Hello, Sharks. You all know me. Today, I'm excited to announce my Black Friday sale. It is the biggest sale I'm going to have all year on pokercoaching.com. So make sure you check it out right now at pokercoaching.com/Black Friday. Also, if you are a premium member, if you sign up today to become a premium member, you will get full access to my brand new, fully updated Cash Game Masterclass. It is incredibly long, incredibly in-depth. I think it's something like 80 hours long. It covers literally everything you could possibly need to know to succeed at cash games. So check it out right now at pokercoaching.com/Black Friday. Let's get to the video. Hello there, Sharks. I'm Jonathan Little, here with Gershon Distenfeld. Hello, hello.
Hello, Jonathan.
Recent bracelet winner in the $1,500 shootout event. Do you win any other bracelets this summer?
I did not win any bracelets this summer.
Isn't it funny how you can play a bunch of tournaments and like make final tables and win a few in a row, and then just completely get smashed in the other ones?
Well, yeah, like I had made the final table of that weird hybrid main event in 2020, and that's how we got in touch, Jonathan. And I hadn't really played a lot since. Part of it was that I moved from New Jersey to Florida, so I could no longer play online. But I have a full-time job, don't we have that much time. So this was maybe my fourth or fifth tournament since, and I don't really play cash since that time. So I didn't have such a great week this week after I won the bracelet, but that's good.
Yes, it's good to get some wins. Long story. The point I was trying to get out of this, though, is that you can win bracelets some tournaments and then just get smashed the next tournament. That is fine and standard and normal and routine. But to win money at poker, you need to be winning the bracelets, giving yourself a shot to win, and that often does result in you losing early. It's okay. Let's take a look at a hand from early in the one-drop tournament. I believe this is a $1,100 buy-in tournament at the World Series of Poker. You raise it up under the gun with ace-king of clubs. It's a good hand. Small blind calls. It comes Jack 9-8. 2 hearts, and your opponent checks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this spot?
I think that hits his range really, really hard. So I think this is an easy check back. I do have a backdoor flush draw, but you want to induce him to, well, he's probably in a tough spot if he bets the turn, depending what the turn is, but I think this is an easy check back.
Yeah, you have to think about what the small blind is calling with. And I will say in the small and medium stakes World Series events, some people just call with all sorts of nonsense because that's how they operate. But typically, when small blind calls, they're going to have a lot of good high cards and middle cards and pairs. And this Jack 9-8 just really, really connects well with those. It is also nice you have a club, you can easily check it back, call on any club, right? So in spots like this, I always want to ask, what hands do I want to bet for value? What hands do I want to bluff? And I think the value hands are pretty obviously like overpairs, good top pairs, straights, whatever. You have the value hands are not the hard part here. The question is which draws do you want to bet? And the neat thing about being very deep stacked, 400 big blinds deep, is that you can bet with a lot of flush draws here and reasonably call a raise. And you can bet with a lot of hands with a 10 and reasonably call a raise, right? Because all of those are draws to the effective nuts. So you have a lot of draws. If there were not very many potential draws, though, quite often overcards with backdoor flush draws become the draws. But when there's a 10 for a straight available and a lot of flush draws in your range, I think it's fine to check it back this hand. You may also want to bet stuff like if you raised King 5 of clubs, if you did raise that from early position, or King 7 of clubs, King 7 for sure, King 6 of clubs, these would be hands that you would consider betting because these are essentially your bad draws, right? You always want to be betting with some, call them bad draws, that you would bet and then fold to a raise, in addition to just your really good draws. So, is this a bad draw? I don't think so. Ace high, the best ace high is a pretty good hand to check back. So check, check. Turns a 3 of clubs. All right, here we go. And your opponent, bets big. 800. Weird spot. I want all of you to pause the video and ask yourself what you would do in this scenario facing this 800 bet. You're obviously not folding. So would you call? Would you raise small to 2,000? Or would you raise big to 3,500? Pause the video and write what you would do in the comment section below. What would you do?
I'm not sure in this spot. This is why you're the coach, Jonathan. You got to tell me what the. I could make the argument that I'm supposed to look if I bet and get if. Oh, sorry, he bet. I'm half asleep. I'm sorry. It's hot in this room.
It is hot in this room. He bets 800. Very big bet. In my mind,
I think I'm supposed to call because if I if I raise and then he re-raises me up, that's just an awful spot. I might have to just get blown off my equity. So I think, when I think about this, I think a call is the right move.
I think it's an easy call in this scenario, especially when he bets so big. When he bets so big, he's usually announcing I either have a good made hand or a good draw, or some total garbage. And if he has a good made hand, well, we're well behind at that point. If he has a good draw, you actually beat a lot of the good draws, so that's not so bad. And if he has total garbage, like give him the king 7 or something, then you're in great shape. So this is definitely a spot to just call. And when your opponent does bet big in general and you are in position, you don't really want to have much of a raising range to begin with. I actually discussed this thoroughly in my cash game masterclass at pokercoaching.com. I realize we're playing a tournament here, but we're 400 big blinds deep, right? Kind of an uncommon tournament scenario, but this is a situation that comes up quite often in cash games where you just don't want to raise because, like you said, you don't want to make it any amount, make it 3,000, he makes it 9,000, and now we got to fold this premium hand. So anyway, just call. River's the 6 of clubs. That's acceptable, River.
It's a great river.
He checks.
Completes a straight draw.
Yeah, it's great. The opponent could easily just have a jack that's going to call, right? So now the question becomes, how much should we bet? What a lot of people do wrong here is they bet small because they really want to get called. They want to bet something like 800.
Now I'm afraid, Jonathan.
I don't know what you do.
I don't either.
Well, so from a GTO point of view, typically you want to have a medium bet size on the river when you're in position in check 2 with a lot of marginal-ish value hands like a jack, right? Like ace jack, king jack, queen jack, whatever. And then you also want to have a big bet size that contains a lot of your really, really good nut hands. And then you just slot bluffs in appropriately so you're reasonably balanced. This is obviously one of your best hands. I can guarantee you're probably going to want to bet this one very big. Now, what is very big? A GTO strategy here may be like 5,000, like a lot. And it's kind of neat to think about this because your opponent's range actually probably does contain a lot of jacks to bet the turn, or garbage draws that are going to fold anyway, right? So if your opponent has a lot of jacks, or maybe even straights and 2 pairs, they're going to call any reasonable bet. And if they have nothing, like a busted hard draw, they're going to fold to most bets. So I would bet on the big side here.
Can I challenge you just from my naive mind?
Sure.
If you bet big, wouldn't he much more likely fold, let's say, a 9 or an 8 as opposed to betting small?
Yes, but would he even bet a 9 or an 8 on the turn? Maybe.
When
right?
I check back, maybe.
Maybe. But in general, I think when he bets big on the turn, that's going to be more of an indicator of a jack or better for value, right? Because typically when people bet big, they are trying to get full value with a polarized range, or that they're bluffing. So I think the opponent's range is probably reasonably strong. He realizes this 6 is kind of a junky river, so I'd go for a big size. And a lot of people may say he's never going to call 5,000 with anything. You give that guy jack 8 or straight or even queen jack, he's probably going to call, right? Especially early in the tournament, especially against loose, splashy Gershon, who's playing every pot. Got his bracelet on, showing him, I am the champion. I'm going to show you, boss. So
that didn't work, by the way, throughout. No one seemed to really care about it. They're more likely to think, oh, it's cool, I'll bust someone who want a bracelet.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, so I would go big here. You're going to find anytime, especially when you backdoor the nuts, and it's kind of likely your opponent has some sort of decently strong made hand, you want to go pretty big. So I'd probably go like 3,500 here. I think the only atrociously bad play would be like 700.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what happens.
Afraid to look.
1,800.
All right, somewhere in between.
Chunky big bet. I think this is certainly acceptable. But if you have gone through my cash game masterclass,
which I didn't, but I probably should.
It has not come out yet for you.
Oh.
By the time it comes out by the time this video comes out, it will be available. Check it out at pokercoaching.com. I'm going
to do the tournament one because that's what I play.
Yeah, but 400 big blinds deep,
That's true.
Got to learn how to play 400 big blinds deep.
That's a cash game.
For sure. So anyway, I would have gone for a bigger bet here, but I like that you did bet big, right? This would be a perfectly fine bet if you were playing like 40 big blinds deep, right? But as we get deeper and deeper, that's why we can go bigger. He does call. You win the money. You chip up nicely early in the tournament and continue grinding.
You don't know what he had?
I don't know what he had. He just mucked. He gives you the pot. That's me for today. Thank you, Gershon, for being here.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Good luck in your games. Have fun. If you liked this, click the like and subscribe buttons below and the notification bell, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. As a thank you, I'm giving a gigantic discount on pokercoaching.com right now at pokercoaching.com/Black Friday. It is the biggest sale I'm going to have all year, or all year next year, so make sure you take advantage of it right now. If you're a cash game player, we have my fully updated cash game masterclass waiting for you inside the premium section. And if you're a tournament player, we also have the tournament masterclass. We have everything you need at pokercoaching.com to take your skills
to the next level and let you crush your opponents. So check it out right now at pokercoaching.com/Black Friday. What's big, green, and gives you the freedom to do whatever you want? Yeah, it's money. And if you want to start your journey to a big pile of money, click the subscribe button right over here. See you in the next video.